Coming up next on this edition of In the City, the largest Special Olympics event in the state is held right here in Murfreesboro. Also, we learn about the amazing acrobatic hummingbird. Plus, Murfreesboro Police Department took part in an interactive presentation for criminal justice students at MTSU. And a great new connection from residential homes to Overall Creek Elementary is now open. We'll tell you all about those stories and more coming up right now on this edition of In the City. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Linn White. It's one of the most exciting days for special needs children in Rutherford County as thousands attend the annual Special Olympics event held at MTSU's track and field facility. The largest annual Special Olympics event in Tennessee was held right here in Murfreesboro at MTSU. Supporters from all around the area gathered to celebrate these special kids. Rutherford County law enforcement agencies kicked off the event with their annual torch run.
We're here to support the Special Olympians. We're going to be running to the MTSU Stadium and then doing a lap to kick off the Special Olympics today.
The only thing brighter than the sun on this special day is the smiles on these children's faces as they parade around the MTSU track with fans, family members, and the community cheering them on. Lots of volunteers, including the MTSU football team, were on hand to help these special needs children in different sporting events. MTSU football player Reed Blankenship says giving back is what it's all about.
I know that if I give back, and if I, am a good role model, then maybe one day they'll be the better role model than I was. So.
The turnout was one of the largest ever, even with the date being changed several times due to weather. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White. One of the most popular species viewed by bird watchers is the hummingbird. We learn about the Hummingbird Festival right here in Murfreesboro and how a lucky resident got a visit from a winter hummingbird.
The hummingbird is a very popular type of bird and one that people seem to adore. They are known as hummingbirds because of the humming sound created by their beating wings, which flap at high frequencies. Barfield Crescent Park is home to hundreds of hummingbirds, and because of this popularity, the Hummingbird Festival was created. It is scheduled every year at the beginning of September at the Wilderness Station.
So when we started the Hummingbird Festival, it was mainly just to celebrate and educate people on, a lot of people put out hummingbird feeders and have watched them all summer and just want to know more about them. So previous to Cindy being with us, we would have, kids' activities and crafts and just trying to promote that educational piece for the hummingbird. But when I found Cindy and started talking to her and she was willing to come down, it just added a whole nother element.
Cindy Routledge has been coming to the Hummingbird Festival for several years. She runs her own nonprofit called Southeastern Avian Research, set up to study hummingbirds. She is part of a small group of master banders that place tiny bands on hummingbirds' legs, which makes it an individual so it can be tracked. They are safely trapped, placed in a bag, and then the band is applied. Usually, a lucky bystander gets to release it back into the wild. Cindy also does a winter hummingbird study. Hummingbirds typically in the winter months migrate to the tropics and back to the United States in the spring.
Winter hummingbirds are a hummingbird that you see after November 15th and before March 15th. We started noticing down along the Louisiana coast that we were seeing hummingbirds into November, December, and January, and they were just choosing to hang out on the Louisiana coast for the winter instead of making the arduous journey all the way down into the tropics. In November of 1990, the first winter hummingbird was banded by Bob and Martha Sargent right outside Chattanooga, and so that began the winter hummingbird study in Tennessee. And so if you put a feeder out and you have one, you're most certainly going to see it. And that's what happened with Megan and her family.
We went to your Hummingbird Festival in September and met Cindy. She gave us a demonstration and how you tag them. Molly actually got to let one go. And she said, keep one feeder out over the winter and you might be one of the lucky ones to get a winter bird from the Rocky Mountains, and I want to hear from you if you do. So I saved her number, and sure enough, on Thanksgiving Day, he showed up. So we called Cindy and she came like the next week. Told him it was a male Rufus hummingbird.
They are breed in the Pacific Northwest in the Rocky Mountains all the way up into Alaska. So it was making its first journey to the tropics and found itself in Tennessee and survived the winter because of the food that Megan and her family left out for him.
To date, there have been 288 winter hummingbirds banded in Tennessee, and Megan and her family were one of the lucky ones.
We've really enjoyed watching him all winter long. The kids, they're like, I hear Rocky. They can hear him. They see him come up, and it's been really, really, really exciting.
So here in the eastern part of the United States, we have the only breeding hummingbird is the ruby-throated hummingbird. So people love to put their feeders out because these birds are they're pretty and they're fun to watch. They're acrobatic. They can swirl around. It's the only bird that can fly backwards. They can hover in place. They're just really, really fun to watch. So it's really easy, and you don't need to spend a lot of money on it. They're attracted to red, so most of the feeders you're going to see are going to be red and have a red base. If you decide to do a hummingbird feeder, is to keep it clean. You can find commercial nectar out there, and usually it has additives. It's going to have that red dye that you don't need. All that can be toxic to the birds. So it's really best just to do it in your kitchen sink, and it's just a 1-to-4 ratio.
Since we got that last year, like we just sit there and they just come right up, and I'm like right there. And so, of course, now we can't help ourselves. Like, we see them all the time now. If we've learned nothing else this year and had no more experiences at school, we have had our bird experiences, especially with the hummingbird.
Mark your calendars for the Hummingbird Festival Saturday, September 7th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Wilderness Station in Barfield Crescent Park. MTSU criminal justice students get a hands-on experience of what it's really like to be in law enforcement with a special seminar called The Law and Your Community.
For many of us, interacting with law enforcement can be intimidating. At MTSU Student Union, criminal justice majors learn about local ordinances and how to interact with police. MTSU alum and criminal justice professor Linda Williams brings this exciting new event to her students for the first time.
Part of the things I try to do is where academia meet reality, so I bring subject matter experts to talk to the students.
It's called The Law and Your Community from the National Association of Black Law Enforcement. It emphasizes community policing and brings local law enforcement agencies together to show what your rights are with police and how to handle certain situations.
It was a learning, and it was interactive while it was fun, and I thought it was a great experience for the student body.
Lieutenant Don Fanning and Lieutenant Gary Carter from Murfreesboro Police interacted with students in mock scenarios to show what happens in the field. And while many aspects of law enforcement jobs are covered in the classroom, this brings it a little closer to home.
I'm proud of how they jumped in, they participated, and then they had, intelligent questions and answers to really be able to grasp what it really is when you're out in the real world. So when they put that academia into real life, that they can see what their rights and their responsibility and what's expected of them.
Professor Williams says this type of learning is essential and says she plans to open this event to the entire student body and possibly the public. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White.
Everybody understands the importance of exercise, especially for children. That's why Murfreesboro's Sidewalk program first focuses on areas around schools to encourage walkers and bike riders.
The City of Murfreesboro Sidewalk program is set up to encourage walkers and bike riders. Their first goal is to always concentrate around schools. So with the increase in development around Overall Creek Elementary, it just made sense to the city and developer to put a cut-through from the subdivisions to the school. And that included a bridge over the creek.
With the amount of traffic that we've got on Franklin Highway, Highway 96 there, we've always looked for other connections back through, some direct routes from the residential areas back to the schools. Such a heavy traffic movement. Actually, whenever we approved that school, Councilman Eddie Smotherman brought it up at that point. He said, man, we got all these residents right across Overall Creek. He said, how much would it take to get a bridge there?
Yes, it's been a great addition. It's cut off a lot of traffic from coming the other way on 96. It's also helped with the construction traffic. We've noticed a lot more parents are using that as a kind of throughway to get to Overall Creek quicker. And it's really helped Kingdom Ridge out. There's a bunch of kids, that's one of our larger zones. Okay. And now they have a better access. They had to go all the way around before, got to find a place to cross the creek. Right. And now they got one in their backyard.
One of the most exciting things that we saw in it was the pedestrian connection. We want folks to feel safe about letting their kids walk to school, because bridges and kids, that always makes parents a little nervous, so that we felt like that was something that if a parent wanted to walk with them or just send the kids out for older kids, that was something that they would feel safer crossing that bridge.
The designers, the city planners had some some forethought to put a very large sidewalk. It's extra wide, and so the bike riders, walkers, it's like a little interstate for bikes and walkers, and it's a great way for us to warm up. We have been on kind of an island here and not having walkers, and we're getting ready to have lots of walkers, but the construction that's continuing.
We love it. It cut down on the school traffic a lot. And there's several other parents that walk in the mornings and afternoons, so it's been wonderful.
Encourages walking for sure. I think we have a good time.
Yep.
Now we have a chance to walk
and
to school. And
in my opinion, it's better to ride the bike, because first you can talk to your friends, second you get some kind of exercise for your legs, and third, I don't have to sit on the bus for a long time, like 45 minutes.
We love the bridge because we get to walk to school and walk home every single day.
A great day would be, on a day like today, is if all kids were able to find a way to walk to school, and that's our goal. If we're trying to make a new connection like we did here, we're going to try to do it around a school and to promote that walkability.
With affordable housing being a challenge in Murfreesboro, one local organization breaks ground on an exciting new project that will help first-time homebuyers.
Habitat for Humanity joins with various community partners in breaking ground on a new affordable housing development called Legacy Point, located off Twin Oaks Drive. This is the first neighborhood of its kind for the Rutherford County Habitat branch. 12 acres of land was purchased to build a total of 77 mixed-income homes in 4 phases. The first phase will have 20 homes and cost $2 million. The rest will take about 7 years to complete.
It's our very first neighborhood for our affiliate. A lot of the other affiliates are already doing this. We just have not had the opportunity yet, and so we're very excited that this is going to be our first.
To date, Habitat for Humanity has built and sold 160 homes in Rutherford County. They are now excited to have a piece of land that, from the help of many partnerships and grants, will allow even more families or individuals to own a home.
We were fortunate enough to come across this property through a partnership with Old South Properties. They helped us identify this property, and then we were able to work with a partnership with the city to purchase this property. So they actually helped us with part of a payment towards this property.
With grants from the City of Murfreesboro, Tennessee Housing Development Agency, and a lot of saving for this project, it's finally coming to fruition.
What Habitat does and the opportunity that what this development will allow and what it will bring to the community and the additional affordable housing that it'll bring to our community will be really big. So I know we're proud of that in the city. We're proud of what Habitat does. We're happy to be a part of it.
Building of these homes will start February 2020. Habitat for Humanity is currently taking applications. Check out their website or stop by their office at 850 Mercury Boulevard for more information. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White.
The inaugural Murfreesboro City School Art Show at the Frist happened in April. The artwork was created by kindergarten through 6th grade students. 2 art pieces per grade level were displayed.
Murfreesboro City Schools and the Frist Art Museum in Nashville partnered together to create an art exhibit consisting of artwork from students grades kindergarten through 6th grade. A reception was held for parents and students at the museum to celebrate the exhibit.
I have the honor of organizing and helping put together these art shows for many districts here in Middle Tennessee. And so we are thrilled to have Murfreesboro City Schools doing this for the first time. So I've been wanting to have some representation in an art show from Rutherford County, and I was really thrilled when Murfreesboro City Schools stepped up and said that they were interested.
It's interesting the way that life works. I was in a meeting in Nashville with Ann Henderson, who is with the Frist, and I said, do you let student artists ever display? And she said that they did, and I said, do I have a school system for you? So that's how all that happened. I think to have an elementary school art show at the Frist is really remarkable. So thank you parents for your support. Thank you school board for your support and city council for your support.
As a school system, each art teacher put in 2 pieces of art per grade level to represent each city schools. It was great to see the kids and their families come and participate in an art show, and they're able to go now see these artists that we talk about in the classroom, like Van Gogh and Degas, and it's just great. They can come and experience this without a cost, and voucher for parking. It's just something that you don't get to do every single day. So yeah, I've always felt very supportive by our school system. My principal is extremely supportive with the arts, and just all around, I feel like our school system in general appreciates the arts.
I had no idea we would have such a turnout. So there's so many families from Murfreesboro City Schools, so many of the kids, and it's just a really special occasion. I think that our arts education allows kids to be able to express themselves in different ways. They can relate to the material. We're teaching them in different ways, in ways that may reach them better than some other ways that we teach it. And so it's an important part of reaching the whole child and just developing great kids in Murfreesboro City Schools. And it was just great to see all those kids on stage with their art teachers. It's just a really wonderful event.
News Channel 2's Weather Authority University traveled to Black Fox Elementary. Those attending met Danielle Breezy and Jared Plushnick from Channel 2's Weather Department as they talked about severe weather and how to stay safe.
Black Fox Elementary recently hosted the Weather Authority University, organized by News 2 meteorologists Danielle Breezy and Jared Plushnick. This event is to learn about severe weather and how to keep you and your family safe.
Well, we are so excited to be here tonight at Black Fox Elementary to talk about Weather Authority University. Now, each week we take this show on the road and we talk about how to keep families safe during severe weather. It's so important. This is when tornado season revs into gear, and so I appreciate everybody coming out for this tonight.
And what we're going to do is Danielle and I will talk about our careers, our interests, because there's a lot of young people here too that might have that spark, and we're going to help drive them to continue that passion, either in meteorology, science, math, whatever they want in their career. They can ask us questions, how we started, where we went to college, how we started in this career of not only meteorology but broadcasting as well. We also have the Weather Service. They'll do a storm spotting class. After that session, emergency management's here. So all three of us, broadcasters, the Weather Service, emergency management, we work as a team, and that's what we're displaying tonight.
I go to schools at least once a week because I think it's super important to, touch the lives of younger kids, get them excited about math and science, and also make sure they have a plan. It's great when we talk about the severe weather, they go home, they talk to their parents about it, and then I feel like more families are going to be safer here in Middle Tennessee.
Danielle and Jared both talk about when they first got interested in weather at an early age.
When I was 5, 6 years old, I had this epiphany almost. We had a storm that came by, and I was wondering, how can you get liquid, how can you get electricity, how can you get ice, hail, coming from the same system? So I learned about it, and now that I understand it and respect it, I want to give that education back to the community. So I feel like part of my job is to teach people to respect Mother Nature, and when there's a warning issued or a watch issued, you really do need a heads up on that, and that's what my job is for you, to educate you and to let you know what's happening.
The reason I go to schools is because just like these kids when I go into their classroom, I was in 8th grade, I was sitting in those seats during career day. A meteorologist by the name of Glenn Hurricane Schwartz with a little bow tie came to my school. Let's just say he put us all on TV that day. I was hooked. I wrote him a letter. He asked me up to the station. He's become my weather father, and he's the reason why I give back now, because I'm doing my job today because of him. When you commit to being a meteorologist, your number one priority is to keep people safe. So storms do not take breaks. I tell the kids this on holidays or on weekends, late at night, early in the morning. So we're going to be there every step of the way. No windows.
In the worst weather, I enjoy being at the station. I enjoy pushing that message out. And it's just what I love. And everybody has a different love. This is just what I like to do.
Each year, all Murfreesboro City Schools compete in the Murfreesboro Book Battle, where kids read books from a list and answer questions.
Murfreesboro City Schools hosted the Boro Book Battle at Hopgood Elementary. 5th grade students from all schools compete against one another in a quiz bowl style tournament to test their knowledge of books they've read on the Volunteer State Book Award list.
Well, tonight we have our 4th annual Boro Book Battle. So the media specialists in the Murfreesboro City School System have gathered a team of students throughout the year, and tonight we have our competition. We have a select list of books that they have been trying to read as many as they can throughout the school year. We as a team have also been working throughout the school year. We meet throughout the school year, design the shirts, assign jobs, answer questions, and come up with questions that we put into the multiple choice section. The first round is 60 multiple choice matching questions over the books. We ask things like who was the author of this book or who might be the characters in there. Then in the second round matching, then they are trying to line up some things with each book title. With the last round, they work in smaller groups to solve different puzzles. So they're using a dictionary to find an answer. They have a hidden key that they've got to look for. And so all of this is to get into the locks and get their school name out of the box. A team can vary. We've combined 2 schools that had some lower numbers. I would say the team with the most is about 13 or 14. So that's about a good size for the battle. As they work on multiple choice, that's on paper. And so as a smaller group, they talk together to answer the questions. So they're never answering any questions by themselves. They're always with some other team members. The team that does get theirs name up to the scorekeepers the fastest will get the most points in that round. We have a Master of Ceremonies, and we also have 4 what we call scorekeepers that will be judging this evening. And so we like to ask local community members to come in, typically a school board member, to come and see what the Boro Book Battle is all about and to help us with the scoring system. So they're volunteering here tonight. The first place team, of course, gets bragging rights, and they also get a trophy that they get to display in their school for a year. And then all the students get free shirts for participating. And then personally for my team, I have a donut party tomorrow.
We asked some of the contestants why they wanted to compete in the Boro Book Battle.
I love to read, and it's helping me get fluent. I'm a fluent reader now.
I'm just here to win and beat every other stool. And I love to read.
I enjoy reading because I think that if you read, you can find a lot of adventures in books.
I enjoy it because it gets my brain kind of going. Like when I get in the morning and you're a little tired, you just get your brain going and thinking for school.
So, how do you feel going into the competition?
Well, I'm feeling like I can do anything, nothing can stop me.
I'm nervous, but I feel good about it.
I'm nervous because so far there's only 3 people here on my team.
I was prepared. I got all the information down. I studied it. I think I'm ready.
My name is Jasmine. I'm the captain of the Boro Book Battle. I'm Mitchell Nelson. We have a great leader too. Her name is Miss Sanford and she rocks. We will make this our big rock. Our big rock.
CityTV producer Michael Nevels presents Talkn Agriculture. He visits the turf demonstration area at Rutherford County's Ag Extension Office.
All right, today we're out here at the turf grass demonstration area at Lane Agri Park, and what we want to do is talk about the turf demonstration area and kind of why it's here, what all's out here, and so on. And we established this turf grass demonstration area here about 14 years ago, I guess, because one of the common questions that we at the Extension Office receive from homeowners on a regular basis is what sort of grass should I try to grow in my lawn at home? And there's not a pat answer for that, because there are different kinds of grasses, and it depends on the environment there, the setting that an individual has in their lawn. How much shade do they have? How much full sun do they have? Are they more interested in year-round green grass, or do they want a shorter mowing season? Do they want a grass that will tolerate heat and drought better than others will? Do they need one that will hold up for wear? And so there are different grasses for different situations, different conditions. So what we did, we established this turf grass demonstration. These different grass plots, it consists of 30 different plots here. Each one's about 5 by 10 feet, so 50 square feet grasses. And there are different species and cultivars of different grasses that an individual would find if they went into a garden center anywhere around Rutherford County. These are all locally sourced and just kind of what folks would expect to find there. So we've got these established here, both the cool season grasses. Those are the ones that grow best in the spring and the summer months of the year. And that cool season grasses, things like tall fescue and Kentucky bluegrass and perennial ryegrass and so on. Those are all cool season grasses. And then we also have warm season grasses that are the ones that grow in the heat of the year. Those are things like your Bermuda grass and zoysia grass and centipede grass. They are hot weather grasses. They don't grow until it does get hot. They have a dormant period during the fall and the winter after frost occurs, and they have the shortest growing season throughout the year, but they hold up to heat and drought stress much better than the cool season grasses do. So I'm kneeling right here on what this is just a good example of a cool season turf grass plot. This 5x10 plot, it's a cool season blend. It's a tall fescue blend, and that's primarily what we have here. Of these cool season plots, the bulk of those are going to be tall fescue varieties, or a mixture of the tall fescue or blend of the tall fescue varieties, where you've got 2 or more different varieties mixed together in a grass seed blend. These are improved turf type tall fescues, and they're called improved turf type because the improvement is over the old traditional Kentucky 31 tall fescue. And the improvements are they have a darker potential for a darker green color, maybe a little finer leaf texture, and then of course texture just refers to how wide the grass blade is as compared to the old Kentucky 31 style. So darker green color, a little different leaf texture, and should be in most cases some increased disease and drought stress resistance as compared to the unimproved turf grass or tall fescue varieties. All right, so what we have here are our warm season turf grass plots. We're growing some zoysia grass, some Bermuda grass, and also some centipede grass varieties here, just to let people see what the characteristics of the warm season grasses are. Again, the warm season grasses are those that do the most aggressive above ground growth at those hot summer temperatures, above 80 degrees all the way up into the high 90s. They're dormant during the winter time. When it frosts, they go dormant, they turn brown, they don't die, they just go dormant. And then in the springtime, when soil conditions warm up and become consistently at a stable warm temperature, they start to emerge from dormancy and begin to grow. So as we look at these now in the middle part of April, they're coming out of dormancy. There's still a lot of brown in there, but they're trying to wake up and start growing again. Another characteristic of these grasses compared to the cool season grasses that we looked at earlier, all of these warm season grasses that we have are creeping grasses. What I have right here is called a stolon. This is a centipede grass stolon, and a stolon is an above ground shoot that runs laterally out across the surface of the ground horizontally out there, and it is the way that these grasses, the creeping grasses, spread. They can either spread by rhizomes below ground, or in this case stolons above ground. And this shoot, this stolon, has nodes along there. It can put up different new above ground growth, new shoots and stems, and also put down new roots. So these creeping grasses, this is one of the ways they're able to creep and spread over time. Before we close up here today, I want to remind people that if you have a question regarding home lawn management, turf grass selection, the practices for establishing a new turf grass, or for choosing a particular variety or species to grow in your home lawn, how to take care of those or renovate a home lawn, that's what we're here for at the University of Tennessee and Tennessee State University Extension Office, is to provide information to you so that you can be better prepared to solve those problems at home. So if you need some advice, if you need some information, you know where to get in touch with us here at the office at the 315 John Rice Boulevard. You can come by and see us, or give us a phone call at 615-898-7710. We're here and happy to help you.
For more information on the programs and services offered by the Ag Extension Office, visit their website or follow them on social media.
Don't forget, the 2019 Spring Sports Championship of Tennessee High Schools, better known as Spring Fling, will be May 21st through the 24th right here in Murfreesboro. The sports represented include baseball, soccer, softball, track and field, and tennis. Soccer will be held at Siegel Soccer Complex, softball at McKnight Park, tennis, Adams Tennis Complex, track and field, Dean A. Hayes Stadium, and baseball will be played at most of the high school fields as well as Reese Smith Jr. Field. So get out there and support high school sports. Remember, swimsuit season officially opens Saturday, May 25th, opening day at Boro Beach, so mark your calendars. Also, a reminder that Murfreesboro City offices will be closed Monday, May 27th in observance of the Memorial Day holiday. Monday's garbage pickup will be Tuesday the 28th, and the Tuesday's garbage pickup will be Wednesday the 29th. Old Fort Golf Course, VA Golf Course, Adams Tennis Complex, and Boro Beach will all be open. Check for times. Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. As always, for more information about the City of Murfreesboro or any of the stories you've seen here, you can always visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to see one of the stories that you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Michael Linn White, and until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.